character would never laugh, so
My
just
character would never laugh. I gotta start channeling Ananias again. The other day I was doing a one shot for my friends, and I took on Ananias's character, um, as I was DMing, and then of course I had to switch out her character for some of my NPCs. But that was like my DM persona, and I had this giant hooded cloak that covered my face, and I used it to look at a screen that they couldn't see, to read off my lines. So
That's kind of cool.
it was very neat. And at the end I told them what I had done. They were like, "What?" It was very, very interesting.
That is really cool. I didn't even know you DM'd. That's fancy.
Yeah. I probably had DM'd before I was in your D&D with you, like the very first one I did at your house. But I definitely wasn't good at it back then. I think I'm slightly better now. And the more D&D I'm going to end up playing, the better I'm going to get at it.
That's the funny thing about experience, yeah.
And Lightshot, you have a campaign you DM, right?
Never.
Okay, I'm running. I have a Danganronpa murder mystery one that I'm running with someone else right now, considering it's really big.
Okay.
And there's how many players do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. So the two of us splitting it up, it makes it easier.
That's good.
And then I have run a few other ones in the past, so. But I'm not running any right now other than that one.
Gotcha. I think I may have remembered one that you'd run like a year and a half ago, last time we played. I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, there's a few that I was running back then, but they all kind of fizzled out. Although one of them is almost done, like where I'm a player, which is kind of cathartic because that started almost 2 years ago.
Oh no, that's amazing and also kind of sad. Oh, I get scared as the DM the closer you get, and you gotta you have so much pressure on you to end it. But also I know as the player, then it's just sad.
Well, we get to end on the epilogue, which is going to be really nice because we've been playing a Mutants and Masterminds campaign, and our characters have gone through freshman and sophomore year of high school basically, and we're kind of finally defeating the big, not even the big bad. We've been wrapping up a lot of big bads who have been tormenting us for years, the whole last 2 years. And it's going to be like a flash forward, what is your character doing when they're older, which is going to be pretty cool.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's actually really incredible. I'm excited for that for you.
Thank you. We're finally going to see how being 150% God impacts one of our party members.
Oh no.
150%?
I'm gonna say, I don't know that's how percentages work.
He started as a demigod, right? Because his dad was
50%.
Yeah, but then Hermes is the only god whose divinity is stored in his shoes. Because the original Hermes gave up his shoes.
He stole Hermes' shoes?
Well, no, the original Hermes was great. The original Hermes was great. He gave up his shoes to live his life with his mortal wife because he loved her that much. But then his shoes got stolen by Desmond, who is my party member's dad, and who is an absolute Chad, and we hate him. And he got turned into a living statue by Chris, which is deserved. As you should. He has 43 half siblings. That's how much of and he left all of these women alone, thinking that Hermes loved them. But anyway, Desmond sucks. So Chris got the shoes, which made him 100% God, but he was still a demigod. So he's 150% God, and he's his own father now, according to the DM.
But how's Hermes gonna limbo without his shoes?
That sounds like the grandfather paradox a little bit.
Yeah. His grandpa Zeus is also his dad. It's great. We were arguing, and then there was a point where he was 250% God, because then he had the divinity of a secondary god with him as well. It was really good.
When did that happen?
When we went to the underworld.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to audit hell.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Part of my chosen one duties.
Cute.
Fun
Very
stuff.
cute.
I've just linked something that is going to be important for everybody.
Hey, I was searching for that for forever.
Oh, I
was
found
searching
I
it the
found
whole
that
time you were doing this.
I found that earlier, which
That's
was
good.
very lucky.
D&D Beyond turned gay. Well, not D&D,
Ventura.
only Beyond.
Oh my
D&D is
gosh.
only
D&D is what? Is that...
America.
What flag is that?
D&D might be
That's not
America.
America.
It's red, white, and blue.
No, that's pink, blue, and white.
That's the transgender
Yeah,
flag.
that's what I thought. I was
Oh,
gonna say it's
D&D
trans.
is trans. We heard
Anyway,
it here
I
first.
think it's about time to
Let's
get
be fair
started.
here. Because like you play D&D and then you just like, you know,
Oh yeah,
You
I
can,
can
like-
transform into
yeah, you
different.
can just change into anything. You know, you
You're
can do whatever
right.
you want.
Okay.
Yep, we started off in the very beginning with Kat saying that she was the laziest changeling and only transformed the littlest parts of her that she needed to.
Correct.
And
That's
threw me
why
for a
I'm
complete
so
loop
covered up.
by introducing
Wait,
a cult
did
that
it?
I knew nothing about. No, the changeling thing was fine. You asked permission for that. That was fine. But the cult that I was introduced to at the first session, now you're all about to die to. One thing led to another.
Well, speak for
I
yourself.
to no cult.
Fair enough. So, are we all ready to get started? I don't mean to
As
cut
much
the
as we can.
hanging short. Okay. So, I
Alright,
wanted to go through like a brief recap of the previous 8 sessions we had, but way back in the day because apparently it's been a year and a half since our last session.
Fudge.
Yeah, scheduling is fun. Anyway, figured it would be good to give a brief recap so we understand what the heck is happening and why, more importantly, before we all choose whether or not we're going to die in this potential TPK. I hope not. That'd be very sad. I was excited for this
I
campaign.
like death.
Well, yeah, you're
Yeah,
the
your
you're the one in the
character's the
cult.
least likely to die, though.
Yeah, you're probably gonna be fine. So, we started off our D&D with Mama Swizzle, a cursed Kenku who is haunted by her past, angered a woodland god, and has been cursed to only be able to say her own name as she wanders the earth alone and sad for forevermore. Meanwhile, Kuzith is another bird. He's an Arakakra, whereas Mama Swizzle is a Kenku. And Kuzith unfortunately cannot fly because his wings were badly damaged in a botched heist when he was raised by... I'm getting an echo
Think of
from
the
someone.
Megamind movie. That's basically the backstory.
hearing
But like I
echoes.
get permanently scarred.
Yeah, I think we're getting echoes from Light for some reason.
That's been happening a lot recently. Let
It's
me try to
okay.
fix
It's a
it.
light echo.
Get it?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not?
Also
Careful.
known as a
If we
reflection.
if we make Kat laugh too much, she's gonna die.
I have a heating pad on my abs, so I
Is
should
that,
be
is
fine.
that a little bit better?
I
Yep.
think so.
I don't hear my own voice again,
Oh,
like a speech
reflection.
jammer.
I love that.
Yeah, an echo of light is a reflection.
Can that be a tweeted quote?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Anyway, Kuzith was a criminal raised by criminals and doing some heists until his wings got damaged and he was no longer able to fly, at which point they dropped him like a rock and told him to go find somewhere else to be.
Did I turn him into a strawberry?
Yes.
You did.
That's
Okay.
that's later. I wasn't actually going to cover
I
that
became
part.
a
in the
strawberry
recap.
goose for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. So he went off and found his place among the monks of the Untitled Goose religion, and he believes that one day the great Untitled Goose will come down and reunite the material plane with the elemental planes or something, and apparently that's a good thing, not going to kill everyone. Meanwhile, Kat's cult, the movement, believes in the same Untitled Goose god, but a different twisted interpretation of it, where the unknown raven will eventually come forth to reunite the material plane and with other planes of existence, potentially much more harmful ones, and cause the end of everything. And that's what their cult is attempting to accomplish today. Carmen is Light's character, and you want to go into the backstory of that real quick, now that we have the new perspective of
Yeah, since
that
pretty
one
much
shot.
everyone already knows about it. Carmen is from the kingdom of Luminous, and recently, Prince Adrian, the prince she was sworn to protect, was
Is missing.
kidnapped. And her life is essentially tied to his. So she knows he's alive because she's alive. But basically, if she drops dead, that's a sign for Luminous to pretty much raise any nation outside of the walls. The defenses are not only to keep people out, but to keep the citizens of Luminous in. They are very scary, especially their queen.
Yas, Queen.
Yikes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she is on the hunt to find the people who stole her prince.
Yes, and her bodyguard duties will never be over until she's 6 feet under.
Yeah.
Now,
Just like her father before her.
we had the party whole meet up in the town of Westwood after Mama Swizzle had an unfortunate run-in with some lumberjacks that were cutting down the forest in an unknown or in a location that had a strange, otherworldly chill to it that Mama Swizzle didn't really like. Unfortunately, the lumberjacks found out what was there before everyone else. So as the party was all meeting up and Kat was making a deal with the mysterious figure known as the Wanderer, and QZ was trying to hunt her down, Mama Swizzle and Light made it to the town, only for them all to be forced together when a horrifying beast tromped in from the forest, a bloody flannel from the lumberjacks flying through the air and landing in the town square, and there was a smoke-breathing monster that they all had to fight. They took care of it, and... Oh, I'm getting echo again. They took care of it and, saved the town, and were thanked by Craig, the Death Tyrant, who's apparently the mayor of this town. They,
I miss Craig.
We all miss Craig.
They then hunted down the source of the mysterious monster from the woods, finding a cave that had been long since abandoned, infected with some kind of strange, corruption, and they managed to purify it, destroying some ghostly apparitions that had taken over the locus of power, and the Wanderer then revealed that he may have had something to do with bringing you all together, and was glad that Ananias, his new protege, had freed this locus of power, this ley line powerful location, for his purposes. Apparently he has something to do with that, which will be revealed later. Then they all headed back to town, only for Ananias to be accused of having kidnapped two important protectors of the realm, two nobles that were adept in magic, just because she was one of these hooded cult members that had been wandering around, and they just needed someone to take the fall. So Ananias was arrested, and then the others decided to try to clear their name by hunting down the true perpetrators of this crime. This led them to Qzeth and Mama Swizzle going on a sewer exploring expedition, hunting down more of these cult members to figure out where they are and what they're doing. Meanwhile, Light went to the scene of the kidnapping to discover a fun murder mystery that everyone has now completely forgotten every clue about, and is probably not going to be solved.
That's not 100% true.
I figured out the answer, though.
It was me all along.
It was 42.
Ah, gosh. Long story short,
Figure out what the question is.
Light found a secret Carmen found a secret passage in this mansion after interrogating some of the inhabitants, and this secret passage led her to a muddy footprint trail that led to the same sewers where Qzeth and Mama Swizzle had ended up, and Ananias shortly ended up as well after her prison breakout. So the four of them met up once again, but in an unfortunate scenario, because the cult offering, quote-unquote, a sacrifice to bring about the end of the world was about to be underway. Qzeth and Mama Swizzle were doing pretty well, stealthing their way into the cult gathering, and they discovered a large group of maybe 30 or 40 cult members that were milling about, waiting for people to get there. On one side of a hallway, there was a teleport circle where more cult members were arriving in blue flashes of light from this magical circle etched into the ground with symbols and runes. Meanwhile, on the other side of this hallway in the sewers, there was a large room, circular, and two gagged and bound hostages with bags over their heads. You would assume the same ones that Light had been hunting down. And they tried to save them. They would have gotten away with it if Mama Swizzle hadn't immediately drawn every single cult member's attention to them with a fog cloud spell, just like emanating, and basically combat erupted very quickly and things went downhill from there. Now all 4 of you are in this room fighting for your lives, trying to get these magical spellcaster hostages out of there, trying to not die first and foremost. You fought hard using all your hit points, spell slots, abilities. You're pretty low on everything, so
Didn't
we
we
left
have
off on the
one of
verge
us
of a
running
TPK.
away with them?
You were
Yeah,
trying.
someone
very
was
last
running away with them.
Yeah, it
the
was
very
me, right?
the very last thing we left off on was Antera, the creepy, horrible, scratchy-voiced lady who seemed to run the cult, was reaching out with a clawed hand and dragging, with some kind of telepathy, some magic, dragging these 2 hostages toward a black table that was glowing with an eerie light, along with a silver sphere, a silver capsule of some
Gosh,
kind of
dang it,
mechanical
Light.
nation.
I know,
Um,
I'm sorry.
Both
Stop
of which
reflecting.
both of which were in the center of the room and glowing, beginning to power up with some dark energy. So she's dragging these hostages towards the sacrificial table, it seems, and Qzeth was grabbing them, doing his best to just hold them in place, doing all he could, flapping his wings to try to keep them back.
Which probably
and-
hurts a lot.
Yes. Meanwhile, Carmen had challenged literally every single cultist, trying to get them to focus fire her instead of anyone else, so she would take the fall, which somewhat worked, and you've only survived by using the... Oh, 1 second. You've only survived by banding together and using the small hallways and the crowds basically blocking you from being attacked by too many people at once. Meanwhile, Mama
Yeah.
Swizzle transformed using her last instance of wild shape. She transformed into a wild boar, and now we
And I still say Mama Swizzle.
yes. So
Wow, Minecraft
Ooh.
got an update.
this is where we are. The
my
sewers
God.
have many cultists still arriving from various
Wait,
locations
are we
because
right now?
Ooh, that is pretty.
the cult was summoned by a Antera activating her red pendant around her neck, calling all the cultists forward to the meeting early, and
So it's
they're
gonna
all still
sound
arriving.
bad, but for some reason, this whole like cult meeting reminds me of like an MLM like Arbonne meetup. Like they're in Vegas getting together to like share their culty ways. How many people recruited under you this week?
Kind of. This is the teleport circle. There weren't very many good props that I could use for this in the limited time I had available, but
Seems pretty circular.
yeah, that's the cult or the teleport circle that they were using to arrive. More cultists are still arriving from there as time goes on. Meanwhile, there's still a big old crowd out in the hallway that leads to other entrances and exits to the labyrinthine sewers, and this is where Carmen is fighting. These are 2 knocked down / knocked out Dragonborn guards that had been fighting, both
Which one's me?
black armor and black skin, and as one of them had been beamed in the head by Mama Swizzle's rock, his helmet fell off and he clattered to the floor, revealing an old, very elderly Dragonborn, perhaps the last defender of a forgotten age. And they're currently knocked down, perhaps not out of the fight, but they're out of it for now. Many cultists have been attacked. You've done some damage to them. They've done some damage to you. And here's Qzeth pulling with all his might. Obviously, it didn't have...
So, which token is each person really fast, just so I can...
Yeah, I'm doing all I can to describe it as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is you, Light. I didn't
Okay.
have very many options, but you're
I'm
You're
a
like-
cool little dwarf guy.
yeah, a little
Cool.
armor person. There weren't very many
Alright.
options. This is Mama Swizzle. They apparently had a boar, but this is the best Canada Goose I had for
No,
QZ.
that's
very
perfect.
Good. It was
And
very
then
good.
over here by Antera, we have you and
Okay.
Ananias. And you've been trying to convince Antera to flee, but obviously the threat is kind of
Which
minimal.
one's Antera?
And Antera
That's
is right
the-
here. She's
Is she in charge?
yes, she seems determined that you've come too far and planned too long to have this this sacrifice happen tonight. So she's pulling the 2 hostages, which I didn't have anything to represent them. Maybe I should have. Pulling them towards the central.
We can just
circular
represent
thingy.
them by like me, I guess, because I'll be holding on to them.
Yeah, for right now. But if you want to let go or cut them free, we'll need something
That
else
does-
more than likely.
Okay.
Alright, so with that, I think we're generally caught up, and in the interest of fairness, I don't remember what the initiative order was, so I'll have you guys go first. Let's have each of you roll initiative.
All right.
No. It's a 3.
Yeah, that just appeared on my screen. Oh, you poor thing. I'm rolling my initiative. It says, oof, 9.
That's still better than a 3.
Mine's loading.
Is your initiative a 2? Like
My initiative's a
15.
-1.
mine is wow.
My dex
Why
is
are
9.
you all so slow?
Well, I'm a heavy armored paladin. I have more
That's
important
fair.
things like a high charisma, a high
Like staying
strength,
alive.
a high constitution, a high wisdom. It's my dump stat dex, which is fine.
EJ, I've got 19. I mean, sorry, 1 off, 18. 18.
Okay.
I didn't see your roll in the chat. Did you press the initiative button?
No, I didn't push it in the whatever that's
You know,
called.
rolled by hand.
Did anyone
you roll
have
by
higher
hand?
than...
I'm using the rolldie.net.
Okay.
Did anyone have higher than 18?
I have 15, so no.
Okay. Did anyone have higher than 15? I'm just trying to write down an order.
We can just type our numbers for you in chat.
But that would
That'd
require me to
probably
pull
be
up chat. Light and Cat, what'd you guys get?
A 3.
Oof. Okay. And Ananias?
It's in the chat. It's a 9.
I can't pull up the chat easily, thank you.
Okay, it's a 9.
Alright, so Mama Swizzle, you are up first. You still have full hit points as a wild boar. Transforming into this wild boar was your last action of the
Right.
previous session.
Alright.
What would you like to do? You're currently basically surrounded. The hostages are being pulled away from Qzeth. He's holding them at bay, but currently he's only able to hold them in place, not pull them out the door. You guys may need to escape because you are rather damaged more than anyone else at this point.
Where is the exit?
Exit is either direction. In the midst of portals, you could use the teleport circle, or you could just, you know, find some way to stealthily disappear, but, you know, that's probably not an option to you at this point.
Well, Mama Swizzle realizes that they're outnumbered, so she will turn towards the portal area and try to bulldoze whatever her way through the enemies.
Okay, so trying to attack them, or just trying to...
Push
Kinda-
them aside.
So you're just basically trying to roughly disengage.
Open a way, yeah.
Okay.
How would you like that?
Roll me strength.
Alright.
Hang on. I need to check how strong this boar actually is. Do you have the stats pulled up for the boar?
I do.
Cool.
It's a 13 plus 1.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so my
Light, do you need to
roll-
have your camera on?
Ooh, I don't. Thank you. I don't know how that happened.
My roll's a nat 20, by the way.
Oh my, what?
Ooh.
Holy cow, okay.
I think you need to switch
I thought you
sides.
We beat D&D!
I thought you
I
said
beat
your I thought you said it was a 13 plus 1. Now I realize that you're saying
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
the
no,
strength
that's-
stat is. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who can argue with a nat 20? Strong way to open it up. So Mama Swizzle, as your
Do you have your dice tab on stream, right? You should make a
Good idea,
you should make a
actually.
tab for it, because you can use above Ananias and or Cat and Light's
Okay.
images to
You're a
even out
smart
your
guy, you
screen.
know that?
Well, I just can tell aesthetics.
Nice.
I'll say approximately here is the farthest you can get, Ray, with your bulldozing, but you've cleared a path for
Alright.
approximately 30 feet of movement. Oh, your speed is 40 feet. Never mind. Forgot that boars are special. So you can go a little bit farther and knock out these last guys. Not knock out, of course.
I got a
but
question. Are you seeing 17 on the screen?
Yes.
I don't understand. Here, I'll share screen so you can see what I'm seeing.
On your D&D Beyond, or?
I'm watching his stream.
So you
Yeah,
see,
a 20 there.
Mm-hmm.
and then on my stream it says 17.
It
What the
does.
heck is going on there?
Did you open up a second tab to make it that one?
No.
Did you make a browser?
Yeah, that it is a
Screen?
browser stream.
Okay, so it might have been like you opened up. It's just recording a browser page in itself, and not just your screen of that browser.
Okay, so it needs to be a screen. Okay, thank
Should
you.
be a window capture, probably, is what you want.
Alrighty.
You shouldn't need to put a
And
link in.
Ray, I will say,
Yeah.
since you have used your action and your movement,
Sounds
unless you can use your bonus action for anything, that is your turn.
Do I have any bonus actions anymore?
You tell me.
Can't you double your movement as a bonus action?
He's already
Or-
used his
or-
disengage. I mean,
Okay.
I'm saying that it's both a disengage and an attack, I guess, because
it.
but the
I
power
do
of the
not
nat
have
20
a
is the only
bonus.
reason that this worked. All right, so we're up to Qzeeth. You are currently doing all you can to keep these hostages at bay. What would you like to do?
I mean, I don't have much left to do. I'm probably just going to continue to try and pull on them, and like I have no way of
You have a
pulling
beak
harder.
to cut them free if you want.
No, but they're being pulled by magic.
Oh, are they?
They are tied up, so if you just mean cut their bonds,
Oh, I could. Yeah, that's an idea. That's an idea.
it'd probably
struggling,
be
I
an
will
action
try
for
and
each one, though.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Okay.
I could.
Do you have any
use-
bladed
I have
weapons?
nothing else I'm gonna do. So, no, but I have my very, very sharp beak, like as Kat pointed out. Razor sharp
Okay.
teeth geese have.
Okay.
No, they actually do. Have you
On
seen
their
a goose's
tongue.
mouth?
They have teeth on their tongue. It's scary.
So take your tongue and go. "La, la, 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 la."
Yeah, I'm gonna lick their little ropes until it's cut.
Okay. So there's a man and a woman. Which one are you going to attempt to do this on?
Who's ever to the right?
That would be the woman.
Awesome.
So you
Feminism prevails.
you basically have to like release your hold in order to begin this process, and you definitely have to
Can't
release
just
the
bend
man.
my neck down.
I mean, I'm giving you
How are they
disadvantage to
tied?
lick
Is it like
through it
the-
anyway. They have their arms tied behind their back and their like rope around their so they're pretty well tied up at this point.
Okay. Well, is it all one rope?
Well, they're
Or
the
are
one
they
around
tied
their
They were tied
torso.
together.
No, they're not tied together. They're two individuals. The ropes around their upper torso and wrists is one rope. The one on their ankles is not. That's a separate rope.
Okay, I feel like ankles is most important, but ankles is probably the harder one to undo.
If you can get their hands undone, they could try to do their own ankles.
Yeah, while they're getting pulled away by magic, though.
I mean, or if they're spellcasters, they could cast spells. And
Yeah,
retaliate.
we don't know what they have. Yeah, that's true. These probably weak people after being tortured by the cult are going to be very. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna try and
They
cut
don't
the rope
appear
of-
injured. I'll say that.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna only try and cut the rope of their arms then, and I'm gonna leave their legs for later, or possibly another turn.
Okay.
But that way, hopefully, I can set both of them free.
Okay.
So maybe they'll be able to hold on to each other, hugging as they get sacrificed.
Okay. I'll say you're going to be pulled 10 feet forward by this by this unnatural force while you're trying to do this, focusing on the woman's ropes. But as you go ahead and roll me with disadvantage, and see what happens. Just strength, I guess.
Just a normal strength.
Yeah, I don't really know what else it would be for gnawing
this
through
is
a
clearly
rope.
sleight of mouth.
Sleight of mouth. Clearly, it should be charisma because it's silver tongue.
If you're gnawing
Um,
through a rope, that might be like performance. No,
I
no,
wouldn't
that
want it
wouldn't
to
be
be
right.
performance, but also that would be
Sleight of hand?
charisma.
No, because it's mouth.
That's
you're
a
right.
mouth.
It
no,
is-
no, sleight
it's
of
a
mouth is a
sleight of
thing. Magicians agree on this. Sleight of
Okay.
mouth is just sleight of hand with your mouth.
Sure. Okay. Whatever.
No, I mean it really doesn't make too much of a difference. What it is, we think in strength.
Yep. Just
Let's see,
strength.
plain old strength.
Yep.
Cool. All right, that's a 17. Should be good. Right.
That's enough. So as you're like
Wait, did you
desperately.
say disadvantage? Did you say disadvantage?
I did. I thought you rolled
Okay.
with disadvantage.
No, I did not yet.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's a 10.
Okay. You get halfway through the ropes. You gnaw through about, half, 3/4 of the rope around her wrists, and she's kind of like mumbling as she's like being yanked backward along the floor. Can you remind me, does getting yanked by some other force, not your own control, does that provoke an opportunity attack? I don't think it does.
No,
Shouldn't.
Okay.
it would. You have to willingly leave the 5-foot radius of someone within combat of you.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you don't take an opportunity attack from this movement, but you're not quite able to free her completely yet. Your next turn will be probably very easy to snap the rope completely, and then you can maybe even just yank off her hood if you want to.
Mhm.
All right, Ananias, you're up. What would you like to do?
Okay. So let me look at where I'm at. Right now, party, what does it look like y'all are doing? Is it looking like y'all are trying to escape, or are you just gonna fight your way through this?
Escape.
It seems pretty clear that we're escaping, considering that I'm trying to pull away the two hostages, and Mama Swizzle has just tried to clear us a path.
Can I look at all the escape routes real quick?
There's one from
Yes, I
your
cannot
current
see
vision.
the screen. Just zoom out. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. I would like to... I know last we did this, she was very conflicted because she has kind of bonded, or they, because they're not a woman, have kind of bonded with the party, and they appreciate them, but they have no allegiance to these two people. Does that make sense? The two
Yeah.
people who are being carried away.
Mhm.
So, where am I?
You are the blue one in the center here.
Okay.
And not just that, Cat, but also Qzeth is the one who's most clearly trying to save these two people, and he's probably your least favorite of the party.
True. Strawberry goose.
Oof.
I would like to just walk through the exit area. Like to
Walk through it.
I can't click because I don't exist. So just yes, this direction. Okay. About there. Are there guards in the way?
Well, there's a bunch of cultists in the way. It's kind of crowded, but Mama Swizzle's blasted a path
Okay,
right through the
then
center.
instead of bothering them, I'm just gonna. So he crashed through the center.
Yep, there's a brief
Who is
opening.
closest to me?
This is
Is there someone on
Carmen.
the ground?
This is Carmen. On the ground, there is two
Knocked
Dragonborn
out.
guards. They're on your side, the cult.
Did I knock him out?
You and Mama Swizzle tag teamed them, I think.
Yeah.
One
okay,
of
that
them's
sounds right.
knocked out. One of them's knocked down.
Okay, I'm gonna grab Carmen and I'm gonna place her hands behind her back and attempt to look very menacing at her, and act like I'm going to take her away and out of this situation.
Hmm.
Would you like me to roll for deception? And also, Carmen, will you understand if I do this?
I'm gonna. Let me
Because you
think.
can fight back on me, but I'm gonna try to do this.
Would you want to roll wisdom or something?
I was gonna say,
can
can I roll an insight to see if I understand what's going on?
Yes. Make it with disadvantage because, as far as I know, there's no distinguishing features between Ananias versus any of these other identical hooded cult members.
You
So
can
it
feel
would be
that
very
it's
hard
Ananias
to
because
tell which
you know,
one's
you
which.
recognize the touch.
If Ananias says something, I won't make a disadvantage.
Oh my gosh!
An
18!
18!
You both got 18s?
No, I got an
But
18
that was
with disadvantage.
Nice.
I rolled a 19 and then I rolled an 18.
Okay.
So you want me to roll for deception against my fellow guards? Is that what you'd like?
Not really, because you're trying to capture her, it looks like, and that's what they're trying to do. So, not really.
I
So
will say-
I have now captured her, and I'm
So,
gonna
yeah.
walk her past the other guards.
Well, Carmen's gonna like make a show of like
Yeah, make a
quote,
show.
quote unquote fighting, but she's not like able to quote unquote break out. But it's like she's like struggling. She's probably like twisting a little bit, trying to like pull her arms free. Her muscles are flexing, but no matter
Yeah.
how hard she pulls, it's like she's purposely like losing against
You're
Ananias'
a
grip.
great actor. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. Well, could I have you make the deception check then?
That's what I'm asking.
No, not you, Ananias. The
Oh.
light, because she's the one who's making a show.
13.
Okay.
Will I fall for this as well?
You're looking the other way, trying to gnaw through a rope. I don't think you noticed this.
Okay, so light's not going to be loud enough for me to hear.
With the yelling, are you
Yeah.
I don't-
being
Get it
vocal?
off of me, or what-
I don't think-
I have no idea what light's going
I
to
don't
do.
think
So I
she's
should...
yelling. I think it's more of just like trying to wiggle free. Like that's what.
You know?
Okay. So I guess that is both Ananias and Carmen's turns.
Could I, as a bonus action, cast Shield of Faith on myself?
Yeah. 'Cause
Okay,
I-
that's my turn.
Yeah, I assume your hands being put behind you, you could just lay them on yourself.
Where do I
Yeah.
find my bonus actions?
Okay.
Under the bonus actions
Oh,
tab.
My
Cool.
armor class is now 21.
Nice. Cool. Okay.
Just need to do that really fast.
Okay. So, the cultists are up. Some of the ones that were briefly knocked out of the way stagger to their senses again. And they still perceive you kind of as a threat, even though you're being subdued. It still looks like you have a fighting chance of getting away. So this guy is gonna try to stab you, just to help out and make sure you're good and bonked. Maybe he'll take the
Good
hilt
and
of the sword
subdued.
actually and try to like bong you in the
Okay.
head. If my dice would stay on my table.
As a reaction, I would like to pretend it hurt worse than it did.
No, not you,
No,
Ananias.
stabbing
Oh,
me.
thank
They're
goodness.
just having, they're not
They think
hurting you.
you're one of
You're one of
them.
them. You're one of them.
No,
So-
I was pretending to be Carmen.
Oh,
I see.
that makes sense for us.
So
Yes,
this
yeah.
guy attempts to like bang you with the hilt of his sword, but you're still kind of struggling, and you manage to like shrug it off and absorb the blow on your shoulder. It doesn't do you any damage. The one beside him also attempts to get in close and stab you, but he just barely falls short as well, as you're kind of like flopping backward with your hands behind your back, kind of like kicking wildly. So both of their attacks fall short. Meanwhile, the ones behind you are, just kind of blocked by Ananias's back and yours, so they don't currently attack. They just kind of begin to also lay hands on you and kind of grab you, holding you in place. And you're now subdued, I would say.
Sure.
Okay. And Terra, meanwhile, is going to continue trying to pull these hostages towards the glowing silver sphere that's hovering in the center of the room, and the black glassy table that glows with magic runes. She's just going to make a strength roll against Pumpkin. Could you
Yes.
roll me strength, Pump?
Mm-hmm. Just strength.
Yep.
Not a saving roll. Okay.
Nope, not saving, just
13.
strength.
Flap hard, flap
We're doing a
hard.
strength
They
contest.
continue to move closer. The girl does. Obviously, the man does, because he's not even being held at this point. So
I completely let him go?
I mean, in order to focus your attention on the woman.
No. Can you not hold something while you're not thinking about it?
He
Not
is
thinking
holding on
about
to
it,
them
just-
while he's.
I'm saying
using my mouth, EJ, to eat.
I am aware.
Or hope.
Well, I mean,
And he also has hands, remember?
to be fair, according to actual D&D rules, you shouldn't be able to grapple more than one person anyway. So, I mean,
Is it really grappling if you're carrying away hostages who are already tied up and can't move?
I mean,
That's fair.
it's literally a tug of war with an unnatural force, though. It's not just carrying someone.
Yeah, so technically, I'm only grappling the
The
unnatural,
unnatural
force.
Yeah, that's only one thing.
If you roll me strength with disadvantage, and get above a 16,
EJ's actually
I
trying
will-
to get us killed.
I will allow you to have held on to both of them at once while gnawing. But
But
I was just like imagining you were gonna rip your teeth out by accident if you were
What?
like
It's
careful.
not teeth. Geese don't have teeth. It's on their tongue.
Okay.
Razor sharp tongue.
Rip their
Okay.
tongue off.
So, what did you get on that strength roll, Pump?
Which one?
The one that's disadvantage to hold on to both of them?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Okay.
It was a 10.
So, the man kind of slides
I did
all the way
roll twice.
and hits his back up against this table, is now just kind of like leaning up against it, sitting beside it pretty much, whereas the woman is still 10 feet away from it, with you still desperately trying to let her free. And some of these guys also would probably try to attack you. So, let me check your armor class.
Not
you
the
could
best.
Could you
Not
just
the
tell
worst.
me so I don't have to?
18.
18. Okay. You're lucky on
Pretty
that one.
solid one, actually.
Okay. I will say this one manages to pull out just a small, like, blacksmithing hammer and just kind of hit you right in the shoulder.
Did I really just get bonked?
You did get bonked. And it does 8 damage to you.
Hmm.
I did not look at how many hit points you had left. Cool.
Not that many.
Well, that was half of what I had left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to think if, like, I have anything that I can do to deflect or anything.
Technically, I think
Not
Mama
really.
Swizzle's plant spike growth was still up in this area, but I don't know if... Yeah, these guys are still kind of immobilized, trying to work their way out of that. I'm just going to say, even though Mama Swizzle's taken damage and the concentration may have dropped, but it's been a year, so I don't remember exactly the state of that particular status effect. But they're all still kind of encroaching upon. By the way, as the glowing objects in the center of the room, begin glowing and whirring, spinning with more intensity, the ground begins to shake. There's a low, eerie whir and a humming sound emanating from the center of the chamber, and dust begins to pour from the cracks in the ceiling as the room seems like it's beginning to earthquake a little bit. The cultists kind of shift uneasily as it seems like the ritual is beginning in earnest. We're back up to Mom Swizzle. You are over here. What would you like to do?
Repeat, please.
I said, we're back up
Your
to you,
turn.
Mama Swizzle. What would you like to do?
Okay, first, I would like. Do you remember how growth spike works?
Spike growth. It is
Yeah.
a concentration spell from what I remember, and it just created a area of, I think, 20 feet radius, kind of a
20-foot radius of rough terrain, and they take 2d4 piercing damage every 5 feet they travel.
Yep. And Tara's already worked her way out of the spike growth, so it's just these
Alright.
other guys that are still working their way out and taking damage as they go.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, do I notice that my friends are not following me?
if you turn and look behind you, just over your shoulder, you can easily see that it looks like Carmen has been subdued by a group of cultists, and Qzeth is not even visible. You just hear angry flapping and like murmuring noises as he's
honking.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the chamber itself is kind of rumbling beneath your feet, shaking you a little bit.
Mama Swizzle just rolls her eyes and turns back towards the others, and I do another charge towards them. This time I'm aiming for the first guy whose back is towards me, that is next to them, and I'm gonna use my tusks and poke him in the butt.
Okay.
Do I use my charge attack for that, or is that just going to be a normal attack?
Let me see. Charge. If the boar moves at least 20 feet straight forward to target. So I will say, if you run and make an attack against that guy without disengaging, you're probably going to get some opportunity attacks from the guys that you've just blasted past that are kind of aware of you.
That's not good.
Yeah, at least these ones that are right here will definitely notice and probably try to attack you. The ones farther away might be focused more on Carmen.
Well, maybe they should not do that. That's not very cash money of them.
Yeah, it's not. But Mama Swizzle's not thinking, so she's going to do it anyways.
Seems to be the running theme. Okay. Go ahead, and I guess you run that way. I will have these guys make their attacks, and could you remind me?
My armor's 11.
11. Okay.
Yes. However, the first one, if it makes 7 damage or less, I can reduce it to 0. Oh, that would reduce me to 0 hit points. It would be reduced to 1 hit point instead.
Gotcha. So 3 of them hit, just in this little segment alone.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
There's my health right there. Okay.
Oops, that was not a D10. That was in fact a D100. 1 second. You take 99 damage. Okay, you take... Okay, I have to split it back up into the number. I tried to add it up, and then I realized that that would not make it easy to tell the 7 damage thing. Okay, so you take 3 damage, then 5 damage, then 4 damage. None of those are over 7.
Okay,
but...
so I'm out of my transformation.
Okay. So you revert back to your normal form at this point, or I guess as soon as you're leaving this guy's range, so right about here. And at that point, no, you don't actually.
That was 12 damage you just told me.
Yes, but...
I have 11 health.
Yes, but the third attack is 7 damage or less. That would reduce you to 0 hit points, so it's reduced to 1 hit point instead. You're still in the boar form.
Oh, okay. Well, I closed my board. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, but you might still lose it as you pass this other guy right here. This is the last one.
Fair enough.
Paying attention to you.
Okay. Nat 1, nat 1.
You're good. You're good on that one. This one like just tries to like pig wrangle you, just trying to berry hug you and misses entirely. It wasn't a nat 1, but he flagrantly misses
Still better
you.
than nothing.
The other ones are paying more attention to Carmen than they were to you. They're facing towards the sounds of combat, and you blast right past. If you still want to use your action, you can to charge this guy.
I wanted to charge that guy, yes.
Okie dokie.
I need to get that page back up.
An
There it
extra
is.
1d6 slashing damage. This was
1d6, alright. Roll? I got a 2 plus 1?
Well, that's in addition to your regular attack. So go ahead and roll to hit with your normal attack as well.
Sorry. Okay, brain's going burr right now. Okay, so my first roll is attack on hit, right?
Yes, to try to hit him with a.
Which is a 1d20?
Yep, 1d20 plus 3.
Okay. That's a 5.
Total?
Total.
Somehow you miss. You charge right up to this guy. Maybe you're, wincing from the blow you took, or maybe you just, he dodges the last second by accident while he's facing the other way, and you just kind of nose against his leg and knock him off balance, but don't actually hit him for any meaningful damage. Unless you have anything for bonus action, that's your turn.
I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay, Qzeth, you can easily gnaw through the rest of this if you would like.
Well, no, having been hit now and seeing that the man has been drugged further, I'm going to strike the cultist that hit me. Using my talons.
Okay. So you're letting go of the woman then, and just attacking this guy?
Because I can't hold two things at once, yeah?
Okay. And, yeah, go ahead and roll to hit. I'm really not trying to kill you guys. I promise.
25 to hit.
Disadvantage.
Nice, that hits.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. This
Did he
guy
look
had
bloodied?
previously been damaged. Yeah, he goes down.
Completely down.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would like to lunge and grab the guy who was drugged further and try and hold on to him now.
Okay. You would be leaving this guy's range. Is that alright with you?
Yes.
Okay. I'll have him roll. You're lucky, he rolled a 3. You grab the guy, and are you trying to pull him back away from the
Yes,
monolith?
back away from the altar. And I would also like to try and intimidate the lead cultist member who's pulling on them just by like glaring and hissing at them. And, the way that geese are very terrifying. And I feel like I should have advantage as a goose, but it's ununderstandable if you
No, you definitely do.
I understand, EJ, that you want Qzeth to die, so like if you don't
I don't want
him to have
anyone to
advantage on
die.
this,
That's why this is
you don't want him
heartbreaking
to-
for me.
He
I
didn't
think
you
you
don't
should
give
give
him
him
advantage.
inspiration. He's doing what geese do best. He's honking.
Have you noticed the people really low on health are the birds right now? So I feel like EJ is really trying to kill
I'm
the
Birdist,
birds.
yes.
Yeah.
Didn't I give someone DM inspiration, like, way earlier in the campaign? I don't remember who.
It was
Now-
me,
now would be
I
the
think, and I
time
never
for some-
used it.
Ah, I see. I thought I gave it to more than one
I was
person, maybe.
trying to get it as well.
I'll I want to give it to you now for the honking, but
I mean, I
just-
literally just slap somebody in their face, have them go straight down, jump, save a person who's about to be sucked into a evil shrine, and then hiss at someone. So
okay. I'll give it to you. Go ahead. Roll with advantage for your intimidation.
okay.
He's
Why
the
not?
scariest bird I know.
My perspective was you're surrounded by so many people and you're like fighting with your last breath. It doesn't
well,
look
it's a 14.
okay. Well, I still gotta. She kind of recoils, and I'll roll to see if she keeps her concentration.
EJ, have you ever been in a group of people trying to surround a goose? If you haven't,
No.
you don't understand the amount of fear that you feel. Even when there is 20 of you surrounding a single goose, that goose can take out any of your eyes.
Literally, the only way to save yourself from a goose is pick it up by the neck as fast as possible and throw it away and then run for your life.
I know, and then they'll chase you.
Yeah, there are geese who like, my house is right on the water, so they come up on our lawn and like they'll try to kill you, and I'm like, every day is a war field, okay? It's bad.
Y'all have some
You don't
really terrifying
understand
geese.
the terror of the Canadian geese, EJ.
Apparently not.
EJ
I've-
can't
I have been
even
chased by
understand.
multiple geese. Those things could murder me.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was attacked and bit by one as a child, so if anyone has a right
So
to be
you should
traumatized
know.
by, I should, but I'm not. I'm not that traumatized by them.
You've actually just blocked out all your memories of geese. You don't even know what a
This
geese
is why I
looks
have a
like.
bad memory.
I was attacked by a rooster, so I am traumatized by roosters.
So she actually, incredibly, the dice have decreed it. She does lose her concentration on
Yeah!
the on the spell.
Nice.
So she kind of like rears back in surprise as your like feathers go flying, and
Am I able to pull them back at all?
sure, yeah, you're no longer have any resistance, so you're able to, and they're obviously struggling trying to move as well. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
not difficult to kind of move them 5 feet away. So they're both kind of
Okay.
at this general. Why is it?
It wants me to stick
Oh my
there.
gosh. There we go. Good enough.
Nice.
All right. So that is you. Ananias, you're up.
Yes, I am going to take the prisoners from here, and I will walk her forward, step gingerly around that boar creature.
Can you stomp on the boar creature?
To kill
I
it?
am very tempted to stomp on the boar creature, but it seems a little out of the way. I
Not
am going
you.
to continue taking my prisoner forward.
Okay. So I'd say you and a group of like 2 or 3 others are kind of have descended upon Carmen and are all collectively like
Well, I don't think
Forcing her
I don't
away.
think she needs 3. I think we need 2.
well, this is just the people that were already grabbing her in the last round because they were not quite convinced that she had been properly subdued, but now they're happy with it. But if you
And
say
almost certainly their reply to you saying, I don't need help is, there's plenty of us. More hands the merrier.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, they're definitely willing to take your lead and lead her wherever you want to go. They're treating
Okay,
you as the
okay.
decider, but
Yeah,
they're
honestly,
helping
if you could
you
just
move her.
lead us to like where there's only those 2, I could probably fudge and take them out.
Well, anyways,
There
I-
is still a boar
I-
beside them, though, so they're
EJ,
a little.
can I check my knowledge? Do I know this place in the sewers? Have I been
Yep.
here before?
Several times.
How do I
yes.
get out of here, and may I see the entire map?
There is
Okay.
no more map that I have prepared other than the catacombs. There's just many labyrinthian, walkways.
Would you like
crazy
me
places.
to take the catacombs? Or where would you like me to take?
I mean, what are you trying to accomplish? Just get
I'm trying
away
to get
alone?
her out.
This is the
I'm trying
least
to get...
least populated
path-
area if you want to.
I would like to take the path of least resistance.
That would be probably this way. There's a storeroom over here that you guys use sometimes for your cultist stuff, but everyone's supposed to be gathering for the end of the world, so
Do I
no
know
one will
if
be in
there's
there.
any... Do I know if there's any exits out through the storeroom?
There are not. Well, actually, no. Yes, there are several in that storeroom.
In that case, I am willing to take her there. I am going to walk her into the storeroom / execution chamber.
Sure. Yep. Okay.
Execution?
They use it for that too now. Yep. Why not?
Yeah.
Well,
This dragonborn gets back up at this point. By the way.
Let me see what my movement is. I can move... It looks like my movement is not on this page. What do I
It's
do if it's not on
probably
this page?
30.
Why would it
It
not be on
should
this page?
be a separate thing. Movement is called speed. It is right above your armor class.
Okay, yeah, it's 30 feet. I would
I'll
like
be
to
a good
walk
boy,
30
not
feet,
respond to
holding the slightly struggling hostage that can't struggle because there's 3 of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Carmen, since your action is kind of being used up in this, is there anything you wanted to do before you got out of the range? Considering Mama Swizzle's still fighting for her life right there.
You want to nudge us forward? Like, try to run forward? I'd like that.
Well, I don't know. I can't really use my movement speed on top of your movement speed because our movement is like linked together.
You're
It's
true, you're true.
currently an 8-legged race. so-
Yeah. I would like Mama Swizzle is close enough to where like I could touch like with my foot at the very least the boar. Great. I'm gonna brush my foot up against the boar as we're walking. I'm gonna use lay on foot. I'm gonna heal that boar.
Oh, those poor boars.
No, heal that boar. All
Okay.
you gotta know, heal that boar.
How many hit points you got left?
I don't think I used any of mine.
Nice. So that's 15
So-
total that you can heal. If you
I'm
want
gonna
to.
use
Max health is 11.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
use
was about to
10.
say it's gonna be optimistic, but you might want to save some of them for Kusi.
Yeah, I'm gonna use 10. I do have a
Alright.
cure wounds for you.
You could
So-
also say
fair.
something if you wanted to, like, don't
I'll
keep
be like-
fighting.
I'll be like,
I wish this boar would follow me.
I'll be like, I'll be like, where are you taking me? Let me go. But like, it's like, where are you taking me is the critical part. Just so.
Oh no! I am being taken!
Character hears is wah 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 wah.
As I'm walking back, I'm gonna say, I'm taking this prisoner.
Walking back.
I'm walking with her. We're walking her back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're walking me back
Away.
away.
Back us away.
So these cultists, as you're passing, they can tell that the situation's under control, so they're still trying to press forward to see what's going on in the main chamber. We are now back up to the cultists. Now the main target is, Mama Swizzle and QZ. I cannot get these guys to freaking turn the direction I want them to. That's very annoying little
We
program
can
here.
just understand which way they're facing based on what the enemies are.
Yep, QZ, there are just so many people that are continually getting closer and closer.
Only I could fly.
You're flapping your wings, but
Well, I cannot fly.
I'm gonna say your intimidation. Here, let me have them roll for. being
I could
scared of
roll
that as well.
intimidation with disadvantage because it wasn't directed towards them. If you want me to.
No, it's fine. I was using your roll from earlier.
Okay.
Okay, 2 of them got nat 20s. The rest of them failed. So 2 of them are not taking any junk from you, and they've got your back to them. So they're just gonna try to like grab your wings and hold you in place and begin capturing you basically the same way as Carmen has been.
Oh boy.
Roll me strength, competing strength with them.
Wow, very solid 4.
You
His
are
dislocated shoulder.
you are now grappled by 2 of them. The rest of them were
Awesome.
terrified of you for a moment, but now
Yeah.
no
Not gonna
longer.
be the case.
However, your beak is still free for the moment, and your arms are still grabbing the.
Yeah. No, my.
Yeah, just
it's
pointing
under
that
my
out there.
Wings, which are basically useless anyway.
Okay, and Tara feels no need to act at this point, seeing as things are well underway and she can't really see the boar. So she doesn't do anything. She just kind of watches for a moment. What would... Actually...
We out of combat?
No, I'm checking to see if she feels the need to actually try to pull them forward with telekinesis again. She doesn't. Yep. We're back up to Mama Swizzle. No, hostages? They can't do anything. Mama Swizzle.
Mama Swizzle.
What would you like to do? Carmen has basically kicked you and given you some health. You're a healthy boar again, but you're surrounded by a lot of dudes. In particular, a big dragonborn, black dragonborn with black armor, kind of stands up, cricks its neck, and just kind of glares down at you with murder in his eyes.
I do think it's safe to say when Kuzith is grabbed by his wings as well that he would scream incredibly. So if Ray hadn't heard the hiss that apparently every single cultist in the entire world heard, he definitely heard the scream. So Mama Swizzle would be aware. I hope at this point.
Yeah, Mama
You can disagree.
Swizzle's
You can
old.
disagree, EJ, but
He heard both. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, well, Mama Swizzle would like to... One second. Would like to charge at the Dragonborn, aiming specifically for one of his legs.
Okay. I really hope you don't get yourself killed, Mama Swizzle. Alright, you charge him. You've got like 5 feet of charge or build up space, and go ahead and roll to hit.
What's my plus for?
It is
What is-
+3 to hit.
+3. 13.
13 total?
Yeah.
That does not hit. The Dragonborn just kind of sidesteps you as you charge right past him under his leg, and you end up behind him. You don't take an opportunity attack because I'm just using that as flavor text, saying that you end up there.
Okay.
Um,
I can't do anything else practically without taking opportunity attacks.
Yep. So we're back up to QZeth again. What would you like to do with your last moments of freedom?
I think QZeth is just going to try and finish freeing both of the hostages. Ideally, just quickly slashing open the already started bonds of the girl, and then biting free the males. And I feel like I should be able to have that be like an action bonus action thing.
Sure. Because it should be easy for the first one, I'll allow it. Just go ahead and roll strength.
Wow, that was a critical 20, plus 2, 22.
Nice. Okay. Can't argue with the dice. By the way, I am rooting for you guys. I'm not trying to kill you. So, with incredible speed, even though your wings are kind of held back behind you, you just kind of give a sly smirk with your goose-like beak, and you chomp through the remaining threads that we're holding.
Can I turn black and white, and then my eye just like have a flash of light, just like a little lit up star, and just go full on sans mode?
Sure, monk
Thank you.
superpowers. I don't. Yeah, why not? Shadow monk.
No,
I don't.
that's just the image that we see as the viewers.
Okay, cool. Very anime. I like it. So you managed to snap through the remaining threads holding the woman's arms bound, and they begin to slough off down to the ground immediately. The man, you struggle just a little bit, and the cultists are trying to like grab your gooseneck and pull you back, but that just serves to like saw your teeth through the whatever. Saw your beak through the ropes even quicker, and both of them are suddenly freed. The cultists kind of look shocked for a moment and weren't ready for this change of events. One of them tries to like put his hands on them, but they quickly are like shaking their arms free. Heads are still covered, but they probably will be able to do something once their turn comes up. Ananias, you're up. You're still leading away to the storeroom?
Oh, that sounds good. I'm leading away to the execution chamber.
I am bringing them this way to kill them. Yep, this way.
Yeah.
If you wish to execute anything, bring them to me. I'm on it.
I have a question for Ananias.
Yeah.
When you bound my hands, did you like take my sword, or like is my sword still in my hands behind my?
Yes. So you're so how
my sword and shield are still behind my back, but
I am holding your hands together, but your sword is in your hands, and I am holding it down, so it doesn't look like you have a hold of it. It looks like I have a hold of it, but it's still technically in your hands because I didn't take it.
No, okay, just making sure. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I was assuming, but I needed to double check.
And it sounds like they're grabbing onto your two shoulders.
Okay.
Also, where am I? Why am I floating way back there? What's going on?
That's not you. This is the one that is blue is you.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Rotations.
About how much further are we until we get to the
I'm saying you're crossing the corner right now with your movement, so you're basically out of view of the last, activity and all the actions happening over here. So
they're not going to be really paying attention back here?
More than likely not, considering they're preparing for the end of the world. Who needs to store or get stuff?
Okay. Interesting. That would be Antonius's movement, right?
Yes.
That is my action. I used my action there.
Okay.
Yeah. They use their action and movement to move you, basically. So.
Okay.
Do you
So
have
I guess
anything you want to attempt immediately?
Well, it's more of a. Are we like in the room yet, or are we still outside?
I think we're just
the
rounding
room?
the corner, so let's wait.
Excuse me.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, if we were getting like into the room, I would have taken an action, but since we're not, I'm waiting.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Then we are up to the cultist's turn. Oh boy. I don't remember where we left Mama Swizzle. Yikes. This Dragonborn is gonna turn angrily, and he's just gonna try to, like, plant his giant armored foot on your back, Mama Swizzle. Roll me strength.
You're muted, right?
I clicked the wrong button. 19.
Oh, okay. Dang, I forgot where the, One second.
Mama Swizzle might have missed the first time, but she's upset that her new hunky friend is in trouble.
Hunky friend?
Hunky friend.
Oh, honky friend. Yes. Okay, that's what I thought. I had to double check the modifier. So your total was 18, right?
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, so this Dragonborn kind of plants his armored foot on your back and just presses you down into the earth, like splaying you out on the ground, and you are basically grappled. Yeah. Yeah. As a four-legged creature, it's easier to end up that way, I guess. Yeah, and then the other cultists are just, yeah, they're still seeing you as something that needs to be stabbed. So two of them here are gonna, actually, where's the one that actually has a sword? That makes more sense. This one's gonna chillax. He's a spellcaster, so he's just gonna watch as these other guys try to stab you.
He's going to prepare a campfire spell.
Wow. Even with you being prone and him having advantage, this guy still fails to hit you somehow.
Amazing.
I don't know how. He tries.
I'm
He
wiggling
fails.
too much.
Yeah. You're like, wee. Other one, however, does manage to stab you and does 10 damage to you.
Oh.
Wow, I'm down to 1 health again.
Yep.
There goes the lay on foot.
Yep. He rolled max damage. So
That's facts, Oli.
now, did you get a turn yet? I don't remember. No, it's still the cultist turn. That's why I'm confused. And the ones that are holding you, Qzeth, they just continue to restrain you. They hold you more securely, I guess. Could you roll me strength to resist them as they're like trying to get a better grip on your arms as well?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay.
They're like bad hunker, bad.
14.
Okay. Yeah, they're still able to together hold you still, and they have a better grip on your arms now. This one was the only one that was close enough to really notice the whole, I should hold these new hostages thing. So only one of them is attempting to grab the woman, and the man is kind of free to do whatever he wants right now. And Terra, let me roll her perception. She notices the rope shenanigans. She's going to attempt to cast Hold Person.
Oh no.
But now the 2 hostages get turns soon, right?
They do, yes. And it is actually their turn now, which is why I'm rolling for them as well.
Cool. What do they want to do? Do they fail at it?
We'll be told in a second after the roll.
No,
Yes.
no. I just want to know before.
They do, in fact, want to get out. Unfortunately,
Who would have thunk? Oh, unfortunately, they rolled
It
a
would be really funny if they were like, actually, we're real chill with being sacrificed. Stop.
Actually, I signed up for this. I'm a member of this cult.
yeah, for sure.
I saw an advertisement on
This
the
was a
list,
It's my
and it
timeshare.
said, "I want to cook with you," So I was like, yeah, I want to be made into a meal.
I can't believe they rolled a 700 and they like actually teleport to safety.
One of them rolled an at
Whoa.
one in
Can't
response
believe
to
that Brock
the
rushes in.
whole person.
Brock rushes in.
I really did think about like asking Nerdy and his wife to like come in, and then like as the earth is shaking and cracks
that
are
would be
forming
so
in
good.
the town square above, they just kind of drop into Ex Machina to save you guys. But I figured that was too disrespectful to, you know, your choices in getting into the situation in the first place. So I felt like it made more sense to let things play out, and then if you guys want to have them join later at some point, we
I
can.
am perfectly fine,
I think
Ichi.
that would have been a good way to make our party pretty strong bond with theirs.
That's true.
Yeah.
Of course, Ananias is actively causing this cult thing as well.
What?
So
I'm conflicted.
I know,
Ananias is actually
They
being a
are
really
so
big help
conflicted.
right now.
I know.
I think
Anyway.
I'm
that
about to
Ananias-
save this woman's life or
Yeah.
man's life.
So ironically,
depending on...
the man was the one who was getting cast hold person on, and he was the one who was completely free. He is held still, whereas the woman who is being like grabbed by this guy is fine. She's able to like shake off her bonds and rip off her hood and quickly kind of let her eyes adjust to the dim light
She
of the
cute?
candlelight around. Sure. She's, you know,
Awesome.
mid-30s,
Describe her
dark
in
scraggly
detail.
hair. And, you know,
Does she have orange hair?
no. I said dark
She
hair.
didn't need enough carrots.
What? That's not how red hair works. She's got pointy ears. Appears to be a half elf or something.
That she's a waifu.
Okay. And she's a spellcaster. So she's immediately going to... Oh, let me check her spells.
It's going to cause a smell.
No, that's a King
Prestidigitation.
Ray thing to do. She is going to... How many people does that let you do? Not enough, I bet.
How many people are we doing?
Fireball! It's only one
Let's
spell.
see. You can bring one willing creature of your size. I don't know if that's gonna work. I was looking at teleport. No, wait, what's it called? I lost track of the spell because I clicked off of it in D&D Beyond.
How dare you?
This is fine. Well, she has some level of teleport magic, so she is going to grab. She's going to grab her husband's elbow and then disappear.
Yes.
And the second that happens, QZ just smiles.
Yeah, so the two of them just poof, they're outie. You don't know where they went, and neither does the cult. The cult guy who was trying to grab them is just like, what just happened? Are my hands magic? Did I dissolve them? And they are no longer in the area, it seems. What would you like to do, Mama Swizzle? You're currently being held down. You've just been stabbed. Another person was trying to stab you but failed. It seems as though QZ is restrained. Carmen has gone to an unknown location, and you're not really sure where Ananias is unless you recognize the voice that was leading Carmen away.
I
Okay,
screamed
so-
it.
Hey, I am taking them away!
Yeah. Because Ananias is just a horrible actor, so it's just like...
Am I both poor, prone, and grappled?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Take him to the killing chamber. I conveniently am.
Just hear echoing down the hallway. Hey, anyone want some roast boar?
Bring that boar over here, we could really use an entree.
But if this is his wild shape, right? he's
It
gonna
is.
turn back into a bird and still have health left, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Chicken's still pretty nice.
6 health left.
Well, I'm going to use my tusk attack.
Okay, you have disadvantage because you're
Yep.
on the ground. But yeah, who are you going for? The one on top of you,
The
or
guy on top of me, yeah.
that's gonna be really difficult of an angle. But yeah, I guess that's why you have disadvantage. All right, roll for it.
Does disadvantage count if I roll a nat 20?
Technically,
Yes.
yeah, you
Yes.
still have
Yes,
to
you have to
roll
re-roll.
twice.
10, 11, 12.
I know we used to
Sure.
back in the Paladins D&D before we really understood how D&D worked. We would just go, oh yeah, if you have disadvantage but you roll a nat 20, then it overrides it. But that's
13.
technically not how it's supposed to go.
So I miss again.
Okay. And you seem to be held pretty securely. So the one who's got his sword, in you, he just kind of twists it and doesn't even bother to really pull it out and stab you again. And it just does the one damage necessary to pull you out of your boar
Alright.
form, and you turn back into a crumpled, hunched little Kenku that's just flattened on the floor pitifully and looking very sad.
I'm a swivel.
And I guess that's your turn. Q, Zeeth, you're up. You're restrained. The rumbling is getting stronger right behind you from the table and the obelisk. It doesn't seem like it was related to the proximity of the sacrifices. It seems like it's just kind of a runaway reaction at this point. Whatever is happening, it cannot be stopped. It's getting stronger and rumbling the ground more. Meanwhile, Antera is just kind of crying out, "No, you fools!" And
Did
just-
he cut out
Say
that
again?
for y'all?
Yeah.
Say again?
That was
sorry.
That was honestly more terrifying.
that was
Yeah, it was,
I
yeah.
was so I was like, what the heck did he just scream out? He
He
screamed
turned
out
on voice mod.
redacted.
Just insert classic bad guy stuff. Yeah, leave it up to your imagination.
Oh, yes.
She was
Oh,
like,
yes.
"No, you fools!"
Oh dear, that was honestly priceless.
I wish I could have heard it.
Well, that was the only point at all it cut out. It's
probably
never
on
done
Race
that until
Stream.
that very
Yeah,
second.
you'll be able to see it on
I got
the
too
screen.
loud, I'm sure. Okay, so yeah, she's angry. She looks like she's stressed, trying to figure out what to do instead. Then she sees the bird but yeah. So she's trying to frantically look around. Her eyes are darting across the room, trying to figure out what to do. QZ, what you doing? If anything.
He's just going to go limp. He did what he was trying to, and he's very held back and pain because they're pulling on his wings. He's not going to try and struggle anymore. He's just going to
Kneel down.
calmly try and meditate.
Gotcha. Alright, they quickly grab the fallen ropes from the woman and the man, I guess, because his fell off too. And they're gonna try to tie you up with those same ropes, but better this time. Yeah, since you're not resisting, it pretty much is no effort to tie you up. Mama Swizzle, they don't have extra ropes at this point, but there are enough guys around to just kind of begin crowding around you and holding you in place as well. We're now up to Ananias and Carmen, who are conveniently entering a storage room far away from everyone.
Okay.
Wow, that's so convenient. Can we
Oh.
enter to the further into it? Let's
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
Like the killing area, we'd probably end up killing them against the drain in the back.
Sure, yeah, you got it all planned out, efficient, gotta make it easy for the cleanup crew.
Yeah, and then
Even if it's
I
the end of the
want
world.
to- I would like to surprise attack the one that is on my right.
Okay. So this one?
And yes, and I would like to I think the easiest thing for me to do, I don't want to Eldritch Blast because they're right next to me. So I think I'm just gonna take my mace and I'm gonna thunk them on the head.
Okay.
How'd that go again?
Go ahead and roll for that with advantage.
Beat the heck
Okay.
out of him.
So you start off holding Carmen's hands down below, and then you quickly let go just to like pull out your weapon and baseball bat whack
wait.
against the back of this guy's head. He does
And
not
then the
see
other
it
guy
coming.
hid in his eyes and he goes, "Ah, my eyes!"
Wait, so
How
how
did
do
you
wait,
I
so
mean,
So you rolled.
what am I rolling for that?
So you rolled a 12 to hit. You clicked on the right thing.
I did? Okay, I roll with advantage though, so I hit it twice.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not showing me your guys'
Wait, that's
rolls.
not the right one. Sorry.
Damage.
Bless you.
Okay, so
Sorry.
12, does 12 hit?
No, that was with advantage. You rolled it twice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was pressing
rolled-
lots of things.
You rolled a 12 and then you rolled an 8.
Yeah, I rolled
Ah.
a 12 and then an 8.
The
I
first
see.
one you got an 8 plus 4, and the second one you got a 4 plus 4.
Okay, good to know. So I don't hit.
Yeah.
That's
you
not good.
you swing
click the
and you just
button?
hit like there's a in the darkness as you're entering. There's like one of those metal torch holders on the side of the wall,
Oh,
and you
gosh.
swing and it just goes clang, and you're like, "Yep." My darn mace got stuck as I was walking past. The other one turns in
In
confusion.
doing that, I let go of Carmen though.
Yeah, and Carmen immediately takes the opportunity to whip around and stab the one that Ananias was not trying to get.
Okay, the one who was looking out of the
Yeah.
corner of his eye, and like, "What the?" And then just a
That's a
sword through the
21.
gut. Yeah, that hits.
Oh,
That's 7 damage.
Nice. Okay, he's not down, but he's bleeding profusely. He staggers backward, holding his wound. He was not prepared for this. He has no weapon in his hands. He kind of slumps against the side of the wall, not down, but in shock.
Mm-hmm.
That's your action. Any movement?
Can I try to push Ananias back just a little bit so that the cultists have to go through me to get to Ananias?
So you want to step between them, basically?
Yeah. So like I'm kind of like blocking the exit to the storage room so these two can't go out and call for help.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, you hear an agonized screech that kind of echoes around, but there's quite a lot of that going on at this point. So
We're kind of doing what we can over here.
yeah, you can imagine probably no one would pay that any mind.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So that's Ananias and Carmen's turn. It is now the cultist's turn. Really, initiative order over here has kind of stopped, so I'm not really gonna pay too much attention to the whole how many cultists are moving around in what part of the room phase anymore. I'm just gonna say that both Qzeth and Mama Swizzle are restrained, and the rumbling is getting far worse. Pebbles and rocks begin to fall from the ceiling as large cracks begin to open up along the sewer walls and the ceiling. And Tara seems frantic, and she's like kind of racking her head in her hands. It seems that the sacrifices that she needed are lost, and she's not sure what to do about replacing them. The obvious thing would be to replace them with Qzeth and Mama Swizzle, but she seems to not be accepting that as a valid option. After a moment,
Many feathers.
she seems to have an idea, turning her gaze upon the two Dragonborn, one of which still lies on the ground, and one of which is standing over Mama Swizzle, pressing his foot into her back and holding her to the ground. And she holds out a clawed finger, grabbing at them and beginning to drag them forward. The one who's conscious immediately is like, "Ah! What are you doing, you witch?" And
Alright, well, Qzeth would look up at that and immediately be upset again. Try
You're gonna intimidate them again.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna try and intimidate again.
EJ,
He's
your
gonna say,
camera's
like,
so blurry.
Ooh,
Autofocus hates me.
stop this! He's gonna say, no, stop this.
Mama Swizzle!
Hmm. Are you trying to persuade Antera, the cult in general?
Yes, and Tara just kind of begging.
Okay, you can. Nah, she's not going to be convinced no matter what you roll. Never mind.
Yeah, well,
This is what her whole life's purpose has led up to. It's not something that can
Oh
easily
yeah,
be rolled
with a
away.
19.
For
What
the
a nat
smallest-
20?
For the smallest of microseconds.
She's like, oh
She's
yeah,
like-
maybe. Oh wait, maybe I should give up my life goals.
It's more of a.
I've always wanted to be a
"Can
baker."
I not?
Yeah,
Sorry.
she does. She does seem to feel a little conflict and guilt about using her own cult members for this, but she seems like she's got no other choice, apparently. Mama Swizzle, you suddenly feel the weight that was pressing into your back, the small of your back, lift, and you see the Dragonborn kind of like hovering across the ground in front of you, passing right between these two cult members who just kind of are like, what? And they turn to see what's going on. They quickly return their hands to you to try to keep you still, but you know,
Well,
you're a frail
Can
old
I
woman.
grab the Dragonborn?
Like
I
grab
want
his
to grab
foot?
his ankles. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I won't even make you roll for that. Yeah, you just get
You've
dragged
just
along the
placed
floor.
Ray.
I'd also like to use Druidcraft to create a very pleasant aroma to try to calm down the room.
The room smells good all of a sudden, as opposed to the rank
Lavender?
disgustingness that
Yeah,
has
lavender.
permeated it prior. No one really knows what to make of that, but they catch a whiff of it, and they're like...
I'm gonna bite off the face of the cultist in front of me.
Oh,
Wow,
boy.
okay.
Oh boy.
Or whichever one's like most in front of me that's holding me.
Okay, sure. Yeah, why not? Go ahead and roll your attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
Disadvantage because you're restrained.
Are we gonna call this an unarmed strike?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, but it does
It's a
piercing
bite.
damage if it's your beak.
Exactly. Both have the same chance to
It's
hit.
funny
I'm
that
just
we have a
rolling it.
group of like all DMs, so we all are like arguing about the rulings every time.
Okay, well that was a 12 to hit.
That-
Okay.
mm.
Yeah, unfortunately that's not quite enough. So you're like trying to bite at the this cultist directly in front of you, but you grab the hood right in front of his face, but you don't grab his actual face. So he can't see, and he's kind of upset about that, but he's like pulling away desperately, and other people are still holding you in place.
Now, am I going to be able to derobe him?
You could, if you try hard enough.
I mean, because I was like, I would probably be yanking away at this point.
He's yanking away. He's desperate to get away
Yeah,
from
like
you.
both of us are like pulling on it. Like I'm not letting go.
Mm-hmm.
Never let go.
Never surrender.
Alright, so you're having a tug of war with this man's robes. QZETH, Mama Swizzle, you're sliding around on the floor. Is
Just
there
like
anything
every night.
anything you want to do while you're sliding along? No one's
Nope.
really sure what you're doing, so they're not attacking you currently, but they're... yeah, you're...
Can I try to drag my feet on the ground? I'm trying to help the dragon guy.
trying to
Once
slow him down.
enemies, now friends. The
Mhm.
quickest enemies to friends.
Enemies to friends to
Just like-
lovers.
We're just both like, maybe people shouldn't be sacrificed.
So,
I don't think it
question:
matters if they're enemy or friend.
like, are people like any of those Dragonborns? Do they have friends around here who are like, I'm not so sure about this, or is everybody just chill with that? Like, how are people reacting?
It's a cult.
This guy
They
and this
know.
guy, who are like right beside the one who's just picked up and unceremoniously like hovered through between them, they're kind of very shocked and
They're
concerned.
next.
Yeah,
This doesn't
Like-
work. They're next.
no one seems to know exactly what's going on, so they're kind of freaked out, but they're not exactly stepping in to stop it as well.
Wow, the
As they
bystander
shouldn't be.
effect.
What'd you say?
The
Like,
bystander effect.
yeah.
I was gonna say, I said almost the exact same thing.
Last of all, they came for me. Anyway, back over to Carmen and Ananias. I believe Ananias goes first.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually,
I
technically,
do.
technically, the cultists should get a turn here. That just makes sense.
Give
Um,
them a turn.
The one that's directly or in line with you two is the one that didn't get stabbed, so he has a bit more wits about him. He tries to pull out a dagger and tries to go for your neck, Carmen. He
21
gets.
beat.
He does not beat that. He got a 20. Very close.
No. No.
The other one is just kind of still staggering against the wall, still no weapon in his hands, doesn't really have much he can do. So he just kind of stands there and is like, oh no, and then tries to run this way as quickly as he can.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
The hallway is thin enough to where, yeah, either or both of you will get an attack. It looks, just based on the diagram, like Ananias is like closer width-wise while you're dealing with this guy.
Do I get opportunity attack? You're saying?
That's what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
both of you can. If
Sweet.
you don't take him down,
I got a 23 to hit.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay. You got him.
That's 10 damage.
Yeah, 10 damage. So you just kind of hold out your sword to the side as he's trying to run down the passage, and his already stabbed abdomen basically just gets severed in twain, and he just kind of falls in two halves on the floor with yet another guttural moan.
Now, this doesn't mean he's
no
dead.
more.
He could Darth Maul.
Depends on how strong he is with the dark side. Anyway.
Yeah.
And
That means mine? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So
for
I'm
sure.
gonna try to pull out my mace
Mhm.
that is lodged inside of the place where the torch is supposed to be held, which
Yeah.
I roll a nat 1, but it turns out being a 5, but I think that's still a nat 1. What happens?
I wasn't gonna say it was stuck to begin with, but that's funny. So, originally you swung it and it got kind of lodged just for a moment, and you could have easily pulled it free. If you want to go with that roll, we can say that it's still stuck there, and you have to abandon that for a moment and use a different weapon.
If you're okay with me using a different weapon,
Sure.
let me use my Yeklava.
Mm-hmm. Yukula?
I would like to
Yakuza?
roll a 8. It probably does not
You
hit.
would like to roll an 8, but can you? Can you deliver?
I have rolled.
Okay.
I think it's also hard because you're trying to
Does
reach
8
over.
hit,
Reach
EJ?
around.
It does not. Yeah, you're trying to reach over Carmen, so it's a little out of your reach. Carmen, you're up.
I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna hit this man.
Yep, do it.
That's a 15.
That hits. He's like, oh no, I
That's
have.
10 damage.
Oh no.
He doesn't even have a face in there. Poor guy. He is looking pretty bad. You stab him directly in the arm, and he drops his dagger on the ground as he's kind of recoiling, looking at his red wrist robe part, which is now very much more red.
He just sees a fire in her eyes, and like especially the green one right now is like crackling with anger.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodshot
Roll
eyes.
me intimidation.
Okay. That's a 14.
He kind of like is like holding his hand, and he's like, no, stop, please, and he like pulls off his hood, and you can see that it's just what looks like a ragged farmer kind of guy. He's got the classic like Ted Bundy mustache, so you know.
Okay. Okay.
He's just some guy, but he looks kind of terrified as you're bearing down on him.
He should be. I think she just goes, the law is absolute.
Whoa!
Your life is forfeit.
Are you gonna? I'll let you make another attack if you want.
Okay, yeah.
He's not fighting
I'm down.
back. Yep, go for it.
That's a 21.
21.
How do you want to do this? No matter what you roll, it seems like this guy's gonna go
Yeah.
down.
She's got another 10. She just very clean, takes her sword straight across the head, beheading him. No hesitation.
He is gone. blood
All right.
splatters across the boxes and chests in the storeroom,
Nice.
extinguishing the small bit of.
You've made a Lego box with 2
EJ?
cultists.
EJ,
But-
before we go back to the rest of them,
Mhm.
I would like to, assuming we're out of combat, I'd like to put my hand on her shoulder in a gesture of thanks, and then also strip the cultist and put the cloak on her.
I see.
Yeah, Carmen will absolutely put it on. She'll be like, "Thank you for your quick thinking, Antonius."
I just bow.
This is
yeah,
the
she'll put-
this is the cloak that's least not cut in half.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
I'll throw it on.
Cool. It's got blood. It's got blood on it, but it's
I'm sure a lot of
maybe
people here have blood on them.
yeah, and it's maybe hard to see considering it's
It's
a
black.
black robe. Yeah.
Bet you the hood's also probably just completely gone, right?
Nope, because he took off his hood before he got his head cut off.
Oh, right.
So yeah, he's
Mhm.
fine. Yeah, you're now disguised, Carmen, and
Cool.
Ananias, you always were.
As
Meanwhile,
always has been.
Always have.
back over here for a moment. I guess
Can
initiative
we
order.
start walking back?
Yeah, can we
yeah.
start walking back? That would be
sure.
our-
You're gonna walk back.
Well, I mean, we can't.
We
make
don't
it
want to be
more-
suspicious. We're the 2 guards that just went to
There's no
kill
one
them, you know?
there yet.
Well, they don't know. We don't know that.
Okay, a little bit of time has passed, so
we're
just
being
imagine
safe.
these guys have moved their way. I don't want to spend like 16 minutes moving every single one of these guys, but just assume they've made some progress towards the cult chamber at this point. Yeah, whatever.
And
Okay.
you have one of them that just went a completely different way because like
He
they
got
need to
lost.
use the restroom or something.
Sure,
Hold
whatever.
on, guys. Hold the massacre. I need
Hey,
to
wait.
use the restroom.
This was supposed to be at dusk. We started 2 hours early. That's what you get for having people invade.
My
Anyway,
programs are on. I'm not gonna miss.
the game's on. I wanted to watch it before the world ends. So, even though initiative order's still, kind of out of it, just for deciding who does what, Mama Swizzle, what do you do as these Dragonborn guards get dragged 20 more feet closer?
I'm digging my feet into the ground, trying to prevent the one I'm holding on to from getting closer to the witch.
Sure, roll strength.
Alright. That is my worst thing. 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you slow this one down. Maybe, 5 or so feet less than the other. I hate the rotation in this game. There we go. Yeah, you don't make too much progress, but you do slow it down. More than you would have expected for a teeny little bird like you. And Qzeth, you're still disrobing a man who's
Yeah,
like
do you wanna have
desperately.
a strength contest?
Yeah, just go ahead and roll strength. See what happens
Okay.
here.
Okay, 12. 12s haven't been good to me lately.
This guy manages to pull hard enough to just yank himself free,
So it
leaving just a
tears.
scrap of cloth, in your mouth,
Mhm.
and you just kind of glare at him,
Okay,
snarling.
I spit it out and I say, "You all don't have to do this."
Oh, but we do. As you can see,
Please.
it's too late. It can't be stopped.
She gestures to the thing with her other hand, and the rumbles are getting far worse. Cracks are opening up in the ceiling. Some of the cultists seem a little uneasy, like, "Oh, are we gonna get crushed in a rock slide before the world ends?" This doesn't seem
No
good.
one has to die. You don't have to. You can stop her. I trying to plead to the other cultists who are holding me.
Mhm.
Is that like persuasion? Or what does that mean?
It would be persuasion if I'm going to roll.
If you look at these guys over here, the ones who are closest to the Dragonborn
I'm
guards,
just saying it in general.
yeah, I mean, okay, so just to everyone.
Yeah.
Roll me persuasion, but it's hard, very hard.
Okay.
Can I give him a
well,
boost with me crying out Mama Swizzle the whole time?
I'm sure that'll be very helpful. Yes.
I rolled an 8.
As a boar.
No, I'm no longer a boy.
No,
no
she's
longer a
she's
boar?
no longer a
Okay.
boar. I just don't. Oh, actually, I do
You're
have
so boring.
I have something, a backup to represent Mama Swizzle. Forgot I had that in case
Woohoo!
Bloop. Oh. Go away. Beautiful.
Woohoo!
It's an owl.
Purple and big. That is
Also,
too big.
like the reflection.
That is too
very
big!
slightly.
Oh no!
I am monster!
Okay, apparently it goes from either too small to too big. That's good enough, I guess.
Elganto owl.
Yes. Okay.
Well, technically, I am smaller than QZ.
Exactly.
Man, this is just gonna make things take longer and longer, but QZ, if you do manage to convince, it looks like these two guys are kind of like,
With an 8? That's impressive.
they rolled real bad. They seem very, like, not on board with the whole sacrificing people that they didn't intend to sacrifice thing, but once again, they're still kind of like, not sure what to do about it. They're kind of, you know, frightened of their master's power, it seems. Meanwhile, Ananias and Carmen magically teleport because the game lagged. How do I lag in a game like this?
We magically teleport.
Apparently. Like my mouse teleported across the screen there. What's the plan, guys?
We're gonna go in there and apprehend. Well, I want to apprehend both QZ and Mama Swizzle. I don't think we're gonna be able to save those cultists. And I don't.
following Antonidas' lead. Like, I'm like a half step behind them.
So
Does
we've already
Antonidas
saved the original hostages. Let's go. I think Mama Swizzle might be more willing to let us grab her, but I think QZ is more easily likely to recognize us. So I think we should each pick one of them. I'm gonna go for Mama Swizzle
Okay.
because they are
Doesn't
slightly
Carmen
smaller.
have a better relationship with Mama Swizzle?
Yeah, but
Yeah, true.
I can if I were to grab QZ and like QZ gets a little bit of divine healing, QZ is gonna immediately know who's doing that.
Okay.
That's fair.
Doesn't Mama Swizzle not like Ananias?
That would be your own choice.
I think Mama Swizzle likes everyone. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's your
That's
your
what
decision.
I felt
though.
like.
No, it was Ananias being mean to Mama Swizzle.
When did I
Wow.
ever be mean to anyone?
You were mean to me when you turned me into a strawberry.
Yeah, but you deserve that.
What?
Can't
I have
argue
a
with that.
question, Kat. What does Ananias think is going to happen when the sacrifice goes through?
I think that we are all going to be teleported to a giant asteroid in the sky.
I can't afford
Okay.
that on my schedule.
So do you think that's going to happen even if we escape?
No, it would not happen, but it will happen to everybody in the vicinity of the sacrifice, is what I
Okay.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
what
just
the,
trying
what
to
the
see your
cult
motivation for-
believes is that the ones who are the devout, present and making this, you know, summoning.
That's why we have to do it now, because
Yeah.
there's an asteroid passing now.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, asteroid. Yep, that's the thing that I knew about.
EJ, you were the one who explained this to me earlier.
Asteroid, not so much, but
What was it?
uh,
Comet?
you know, I don't remember anything
about the
about
same
that part.
thing?
Sure, whatever.
You told me this.
Yeah, it was
so...
Haley's Comet.
One
obviously.
way or another, the
passing
world
in front of the sun to
outside
create
of
two
what
cult
happens to the cult members, everything else is going to be, you know, destroyed by this whatever unknown raven, unknown entity. So that's what they believe.
So they believe that everything is going to end if
Yes.
they don't do this sacrifice, or if they do.
They believe that
No, they think everything's gonna end either way. But they are trying to save themselves by doing the sacrifice, is what I was told previously.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
more or less.
what it is now, but again, it's been a year, so
It has been
whatever
a year.
EJ
I'm
says
rusty
is
too.
law.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to review literally every moment of those recordings from a year ago, but unfortunately I did not have time. Yeah, so I did that maybe 6 months ago, but don't remember quite everything. My mind is, you know, fallible human. Anyway, long story short, You guys.
I'm going up to Ananias or not Ananias, QZ, and Ananias is going up to Mama Swizzle.
Okay, you have to kind of push your way past the crowds now at this
strong
point.
paladin. Do you want me to roll a strength check to shove him aside?
Nope,
They
I
might
believe
know
you can.
You and not just one of the normal cult members if you
That's
push
fair.
them too much.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I have like a bigger frame and the hood up, so everyone might assume I'm a guy, which is valid.
You are armored, so yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of like a truck. So yeah, you can push your way past, especially since everyone's kind of frozen, watching with their bated breath, trying to figure out, or just see what happens as the end of the world is nigh. Ananias is going for Mama Swizzle, and Carmen's going for QZ. What's the plan?
I'm gonna put a hand on QZ, like I'm restraining them, along with the other cultists.
Mhm.
But I'm going to use 5 points of lay on hands
Mm-hmm.
to kind of signal as like, hey, I'm me.
QZ, you just feel a warm glow emanate from her hand, and there's even a bit of light that kind of glows from your face as she's putting her
Nice.
hand there, which might be a little suspicious, but there's a lot going on, and no one really seems to pay it any mind, it seems. Ananias.
I am. Oh, hello.
Oh
yes,
yeah, I was
hi.
asking what you wanted to do.
Yes,
timing.
I would like to use Mage Hand on the bird, and I'm gonna let it be obvious that I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna extend my hand out of my cloak, and I'm gonna use a human hand.
Okay.
So because the most of the people in the room are humans.
Mhm.
So let's
It's a
see.
very
if-
human spectacle hand,
What are you
It
attempting
says
to
I
do?
do not have to roll to hit. I am attempting to just carry him out and take him to the sacrificial chamber.
Mage hand can only carry a maximum of 5 pounds.
How much
So,
does he weigh? Sis?
more than 5 pounds.
Oh, I thought he was like a tiny bird from what I'm looking at here.
That's
Tiny
because
bird.
this is way
If you
too small.
compare me to
How much does he weigh?
I'm
Like a small child.
90,
Okay, so 40
80,
pounds.
90.
In that case, I would like to just grab him
Yep,
in my
that's
arms
acceptable.
into like a hug shape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still holding on to the ankles.
Just
Oh,
we're gonna
I-
sacrifice as many people as
Someone's gonna
possible.
pull on me while I pull on them.
And so
Okay.
I grab onto the Dragonborn and I I push
dear.
the Dragonborn and pull QZ.
What are we? Is this tug of war now? I don't know what's happening. This is
Yeah,
not how I
do I-
expected today to go.
Does me and QZ, or no, not me and QZ, me and Mama Swizzle, can we roll, is it like a strength check to see if they hold on?
Yeah, I guess you're trying to pull her off, and she's trying to hold on. So yeah, both roll
Mhm.
strength, contesting strength rolls.
7.
Okay, I gotta find my strength. Where do I find strength?
It
On
should
your
be on the
character
top.
I'm
Very
looking at my, oh, I
Oh.
found it.
Yeah.
It's the first.
Oh yay! I rolled a 16!
You rolled a
Woo!
strength save.
Wait, I
Okay.
did? Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I supposed
Well,
to
it would
roll?
only be
No.
two
Well,
less.
Just regular strength roll.
It's just your normal strength.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
don't
very
have that.
top. It's at the very top, right below where your name is listed. It's in the same line as your speed, your proficiency. It's strength, dexterity,
I rolled
constitution.
a 15!
Nice.
Nice. So yeah, you grab Mama Swizzle and you yank her free, and she's like grasping onto the final slippery surface of the Dragonborn's foot, and the Dragonborn's just kind of like twitching in place, growling as he goes, crying out for mercy, but he
Okay, well,
leaves your
I'm gonna
grasp.
try and break free at this point.
Okay. You continue to struggle against your people that are holding you. Go ahead and roll strength.
Yikes. That's a 7.
That is not enough. They are still holding you fast.
I'm gonna try and snap at one of them with my mouth. Bite off another face, maybe.
I mean, technically, doesn't struggling against a grapple take up your action?
No, because I was trying. But I also get a bonus action as an unarmed strike, so either way.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. I think that's only if you use your action
Nope,
to attack.
it is no matter what.
Okay.
Wait, actually, yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I do have to try and attack first. So I guess if we're counting struggling as not attacking, yeah.
Gotcha.
When you use the attack action with an unarmed strike, or you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus. Okay, well, either way, it probably would have missed. So.
Alrighty, I'll give you guys all one more action before these two will hit the monument. Do you have anything you want to do? Any other plan or
Yeah.
activity?
I need to get this bird out of this vicinity, so I am going to grab him and kind of like shuffle off with him in a hurry, you know?
Okay. Just shuffle off with them.
The whole room turns into stinkiness. Mama Swizzle's not happy she's leaving the guy to die.
One of these guys will attempt to help you once again because it looks like she's flapping and causing chaos.
That's good.
Only
Thank
one,
you,
though.
guy.
Just let them off.
Alright.
I'm gonna be like, this one seems to be disrupting the sacrifice. I'll be taking them to the execution room.
The execution storage room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The execution room.
I have to be specific about
It's where we store the execution room.
Where we store the parts after we have executed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Sure.
like take QZ and be like,
The
poison,
guys who
right?
are
Poison,
already
right?
holding him help
The
you.
poison
I'm-
specifically
All of
chosen
them?
to kill Cusco.
The three that were holding him, yeah, they come with you. Like, because they've already got him held, so they're just like, okay, cool, we'll go this way, I guess.
Well-
I'm gonna try and break free again. I'm going to just attack one of them,
Okay, go for it.
and I hope that Carmen will join in.
With that many
Doubt
people
that
around?
will happen.
yeah, that's.
I honestly
He
don't think
misses
that's
and
a
he
great
wins.
idea.
Got one, but this time I attack, so I'm gonna use my bonus action, and then I got a 4. It's 10 total.
I'm with Kat on this one, where like our best option is getting out. Like, there's too many people to take on.
What did you roll, QZ?
10,
10 for your first attack?
7 for the first.
That does not hit.
Neither hit. Thank
Yes.
you though.
Okay. So yeah, you're being escorted by one big unit of people. Oh wait, you're I forgot they tied you up. So yeah, you're not able to really strike with your arms. Your beak is kind of
I
your
was
only weapon at this point.
Biting
Yep.
at them, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, all future attacks will be at should I say with disadvantage considering you're using your beak? Okay, whatever. If they tie your beak, it'll be
Why
disadvantage.
would that be
The
disadvantage?
beak is their main
I
weapon.
was saying because of the fists being tied up, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
but if you're
no.
attacking with a mouth that's not tied, I guess that
Yeah,
makes
it-
sense.
exactly. Okay.
I mean, okay, I do feel like we're in a better position now than we were last time.
Yes, much better. And I think we'll have to leave it here for now
Yeah.
because Light has
Oh,
to go
dear.
exactly at
I'm
10.
really upset.
I mean, it's either we can't.
I wanted to break
die.
free and then just jump into the cult thing instead of them.
Oh, you wanted to
Yeah, but then
sacrifice
you would've
yourself?
died.
I wanted to sacrifice myself
Hmm.
Why?
to
Interesting.
stop those two from dying.
Yeah, but then you would have caused the summoning to happen.
Well, are we really stopping it at this point if you are just trying to walk away from it and just let
yeah,
it
but they're
happen?
dragonborns. Their blood is foul and impure. Even he knows that.
Well, yes, if that's the case, but then why wouldn't she have taken me? Like, I was able to see that
Because
she
your
didn't
blood
wanna
is
take
also
me.
foul and impure.
Good.
You are foul.
Because you're a foul.
But
Get it?
but
You're
yours
foul.
is clearly better, and that's why I'm saying I wanted to do it instead. It's just like a big fu to her.
Still, we're not being dunked on by everyone.
Too bad. You're not as strong as us. You don't get a choice.
Yeah, I got some horrible rolls. That's very true.
I'll give you one more chance if you want to roll. See if you can break free.
That would be awesome. I mean, my next attempt, like when we got back to this, was going to be just try to bite free of the ropes, but like almost certainly would get stopped. So
you never know. The nat 20s have been strong with Ray. Never know when they might
it's not
favor you.
happening. Yeah, I got a 3, so 9 total.
Well,
Alright.
thank you all so much for coming out
That's
to the
what we were just
session
doing
of
yesterday.
D&D. Next time we will see what
this
happens.
was a good session.
Yeah, I was so stressed out the entire time. I was like, I'm gonna kill one of them. I'm gonna kill one of them. Somehow they're gonna die.
It was close. If it wasn't for Lay on Foot, we would have lost on the
Lay on-
sizzle.
Lay on foot. Yeah.
Alright, good night, guys.
All right. Have a good
Good
one.
night.
Ray, do you need to outro your stream or anything?
Yeah, I'll do it. Don't worry.
Okie dokie. Well, love y'all. See you guys in 2 weeks. Not 1 week. 2 weeks, mind you.
Okay.
Ew,
Yep.
very true.
All right.
Well, see you guys all next time.
Sleep
Have a good
well.
night.
Good night.